Coming up on today's wrestling news, The Rock returns tonight on SmackDown.
Triple H comments on this Blockbuster announcement.
WrestleMania 42's location seems to have been confirmed.
And did Cody Rhodes know about all of this all along?
I'm Adam Wilborn.
I'm Michael Hamflett.
And this is the news. And what news to start with today, Michael Hamflett?
Yeah.
It's official. The Rock returns tonight on SmackDown. He confirmed as much on social media yesterday, tweeting, "Bold and disruptive, unpredictable and dangerous. The final boss returns live on SmackDown tomorrow." He tweeted yesterday. So tonight on USA Network, or Netflix if you're in the UK, of course, he's coming back just in time for WrestleMania.
Yeah, we're going to get into all the many details associated with this as we go through this video. But yeah, where to start but with the headline, The Rock on SmackDown tonight, WrestleMania implications. It's been a crazy couple of months, not just in terms of WWE and WrestleMania, but kind of in the shadow of The Rock's last WWE appearances.
Yeah, I'd say around sort of January 6th, it started getting interesting.
On that in a second. When he returned, obviously, on the Netflix special on Raw and appeared to burn all his WrestleMania programs to the ground.
We're all friends now.
And then it's funny you mentioned the final boss turn up on SmackDown, because he also turned up on NXT a couple of months ago, and he made it very clear that his daughter, Ava, the general manager of NXT, she's not the real boss, is she? She's not the final boss.
No.
He's the final boss.
Yeah, she's the final boss on Tuesdays.
Two confusing appearances. Viewers were confused but interested, and I guess now your interest is going to be rewarded, is it not, Will?
I never lost faith, baby.
No. And you should probably tell the audience why that might be.
Well, I have a special theory that I'm going to get to when we get a little bit later on into this video, because those of you like me who've been holding faith that The Rock, he's still going to be in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a something that I've been positing for quite some time now that one of our lovely viewers and listeners has been helping me with in terms of the deep calculations with regards to this. But for all of you who are worried, what's happening with WrestleMania? There's a lot of triple threats looking like. I'm like, don't worry, The Rock's coming back, so everything's going to be awesome.
Well, I mean, obviously.
Well, not if you're on SmackDown.
Well, who knows? I guess we're going to...
I'll tell you what, sorry, before you get to that, I bloody love watching SmackDown, mate. I cannot get enough of it. I sit there and I go, oh, does this get any better just watching it on my little computer screen or on my telly at home or on my phone or whatever? I can't get enough of watching SmackDown. I think, can this experience get any better?
Well, Wilborn, you're not going to believe it, but it actually can.
What?
You know, one of the biggest SmackDowns of the year, the WrestleMania Go-Home SmackDown.
Oh, it's huge, absolutely.
Often hosts the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Yeah.
At this rate, the way it's going, often hosts to about 16 mid-card matches because the stuff that The Rock's going to bump off the WrestleMania
Load of lazy promos ahead of WrestleMania.
Yeah. One of the biggest SmackDowns of the year.
Yeah.
You can watch it in the biggest and best SmackDown watch-along in all of Las Vegas.
What?
Where WrestleMania is being held the night before WrestleMania Night 1, April the 18th. We, and don't let that put you off, are going to be at the HyperX Arena.
Sam Miller's going to be there too.
Yeah, they're the proper guys. For the WhatCulture World Tour main event, it's going to be taking place at the HyperX Arena, April the 18th. We're going to be doing a live show. We're going to be doing all the stuff that we do here on the channel on stage. Then we're going to feed directly into a SmackDown watch-along with all of us on the biggest screen. It is preposterous. It's too ambitious for our own good.
Yeah.
Google the HyperX Arena to see. We're not even lying to you here. We're not even aggregating. This is actual stuff that we are breaking. The HyperX Arena screen is absolutely incredible. It is going to be an awesome SmackDown watch-along. Then after the watch-along is finished, Wilborn, there's going to be a Simon Miller ups and downs.
Can I be in that?
Not just you, mate. Everybody there live gets to be here. He's shooting it for YouTube. It's going to be ups and downs of that edition of SmackDown. Oh, probably not yet. It's WrestleMania weekend.
Like me reviewing Stand and Deliver.
Well, and you may be previewing it because we're going to be doing a WrestleMania 41 weekend preview podcast on that stage, on that night. That is, I don't know, like 6-7 hours of entertainment. It's a full night. It's the biggest live show we've ever done. An entire night in Las Vegas, Friday the 18th. If you are going to SmackDown, I mean, you can lend us a few quid because those tickets are at the end.
Sell your ticket and buy loads of tickets to our show instead.
Agree.
Ours cheaper and better.
Agree, fundamentally. But if you are going to SmackDown, don't worry. The HyperX Arena, Google it. It's close to the T-Mobile Arena that we can
You
rapidly...
can spit on the T-Mobile from where we are. I might do it.
Especially if you climb at the top of the Luxor Hotel and Casino, which is where the HyperX Arena is inside of. Yeah, you can get yourself to SmackDown. You can come back. The ticket is good for as much or as little as you want to do with us because we're going to be there the whole night. We can't wait. It's going to be like one of the biggest parties of the WrestleMania weekend. And don't forget what happens at WhatCulture Live Stars at What Culture Live. It's mainly just going to be drinking and talking about wrestling.
I might do a stage dive if there's enough of you there, so whatculture.com/tickets.
Now, I know what you're thinking, Wilbur.
What's that?
You're very hyped about WWE in the current state it's in.
Absolutely.
So you're probably going to be going to all the house shows in the UK and the live Raw and SmackDown tapings and the like that are taking place.
I like the build-up to WrestleMania just as much as the show itself. I like, the UK tour that builds up to it, and, every night, whether it be, I don't know, Glasgow or Belfast or Manchester or London.
You're just going to go to the shows and then probably, you're going to...
And Birmingham and Nottingham probably with Mark Henry as well.
Yeah, but otherwise just going to go to the shows, just the shows. Don't do that, silly.
What?
Because we're giving you the perfect pre-show entertainment as well. The What Culture World Tour takes in those dates in Manchester, in Belfast, in Glasgow and London. If you're going to WWE, we want you to come and join us first for the best hype show for all those shows. Manchester is just a Friday night on the Rares with the Rares. I've never said that before. I'm going to say it again. But we're going to be doing all that sort of good stuff again. A live What Culture stage show. Simon Miller's going to be there with a why or an ups and downs, depending on what we're covering on the various nights. Manchester, Belfast, Glasgow and London. The dates and all the information is available at whatculture.com/tickets. They are selling fast, so get in now if you want to. There are ample opportunities. Normally we would maybe do like meet and greets, a separate thing. Not this time. It's all thrown in, so we'll have ample opportunities for meet and greets, photos, drinks, the crack, fantasy booking, all that good stuff. There's going to be Q&As on the stage, as well as loads of time to have the crack with us after the fact.
And it's in partnership with Sweet Chin Disco, so we've got an after party afterwards with myself, Mark Henry, and potentially a very special guest that could be revealed very soon. Cannot say any more about that. Sam has told me I'll be off the tour if I say anything more. But yes, do join us for all of that if you want to get tickets for your Sweet Chin Disco. Dice.fm if you want tickets for our live shows. Whatculture.com/tickets. I've come up with a very interesting catchphrase for this. What culture is now in your city?
It's growing on me, actually. Thank you. Yeah. Whatculture.com/tickets. We can't wait, man.
Blow up your plans for whatever you've got in March and April. Speaking of which, Triple H has offered some thoughts on The Rock working SmackDown tonight. Because, he's doing what?
Yeah, that's basically what this is, him trying to sort of make people think he's absolutely fine. Triple H is definitely fine with this news. A press release went out, obviously following the news that the final boss is set to return to SmackDown. And ultimately the messaging was, strap in. When the final boss shows up at this time of year, the audience knows absolutely anything is possible. Everything could change in an instant. Triple H...
Gunther, I do want to fight you, but not at WrestleMania.
Well, this was it, right? This was obviously a digital press release. Had it been written in ink, you would have seen the tears that were sort of smudging the ink on the page. But Triple H obviously passing those comments on. There was a link then to buy tickets, so they know that this is going to inflate interest in the show. We're talking about it now. And I guess this is what always happens now. Whenever we talk about The Rock coming back to WWE in any capacity, you kind of have to talk about Triple H as well, because you've got the final boss against it's like the day shift boss, isn't it? There's always this sense of a bit of a political game of chess, and Triple H always likes to be seen to be. I'm on top of it as well. I was very definitely aware. I wasn't just shook awake in the middle of the night by this Rock tweet. I knew all along, if anything. Somebody might have done. We're going to get to that later in this video. But Triple H letting us know that it can all change. Does that mean that he doesn't know what The Rock's going to do?
Does anyone ever? We'll be talking more about this, of course, on the SmackDown preview podcast a little bit later on today.
I should also point out, on that, we had our preview good to go. We had our bullet points and everything was there. SmackDown GM has fired out a couple of tweets. I can't remember his name, but luckily I was able to see his Twitter account to see these great matches. But it's all gone now. It's dead. Nick Aldis, that's his name, removed the post for the matches that were on SmackDown. There was going to be a
tag title match.
Yeah, there was going to be a tag title match. There was going to be. This might have been dark, to be fair, but there was going to be a Bloodline versus Babyfaces match where it was going to be Braun Strowman, Damian Priest, and Cody Rhodes versus Solo, Tama, and Jacob. Liv Morgan was going to be taking on Naomi, as there's continued teasers of who did whatever to Jade Cargill in that night. However, both of those are now gone. Fight for Select had reported these matches were due to take place, and I guess still could. But with The Rock arriving...
He'll have 10 minutes after he's finished talking, probably.
Well, this is it. SmackDown is only a 3-hour show after all.
I cannot wait for tonight!
If this enthusiasm is too much for you, make sure to tune into the SmackDown preview, because it's this plus British pop culture. Yeah,
I'm going to have a can of pop before we go in as well. Just to get even more excited.
You've got a good breeze after this.
Oh, treat yourself,
It's a treat, isn't it?
But... along with all this, The Rock, has his fingers in a lot of pies. He loves pie, doesn't he?
Loves
sex.
Loves
but He has alluded to on social media, shout out to WrestleOps for pointing this out, that he's going to provide more insight into his return, and also seemingly giving away, we've talked about this for a while, we've speculated on it, it's been reported for a while, where WrestleMania 42, where we are going to be, of course. It's not been confirmed, but I'm just speaking it into existence right now.
You do that.
Yeah, we're going to Australia as well for the next AEW show, by the way. But the Rook on social media said, the final boss is coming to handle business, deliver a big, beautiful gift to the city of New Orleans, and F up a certain someone's life with the final boss gospel. I am waiting with bated breath for that one. I love you, Dwayne. That's what I say.
Yeah.
But yeah, New Orleans, that's probably where WrestleMania 42 is going to be. I've never been. I'm so excited for that. And, legendary WrestleMania, WrestleMania 30, 34. The list goes on there, of course. A great location for WrestleMania.
Yeah, we've got a very
a warm one.
Michael Sidgwick, who has told us in the past about how awesome WrestleMania 30 was at New Orleans. There are countless, obviously, great testimonies you can hear from various people that have attended at 30 and 34. And that venue, obviously, is kind of like a custom-built WrestleMania show. There's no need for the pillars. It's like Louisiana's a nice part of the world anyway, but certainly you've got like a nice indoor venue that captures the majesty and the aesthetic they like of WrestleMania. Now, New Orleans already always lent itself to a pretty cool, like if you think about the logos and the branding and all that, it's become a modern, perfect WWE WrestleMania destination, hasn't it? It does indeed feel like The Rock's going to announce that in his corporate capacity. But I like that came. You've got the tweet where he's being all dramatic and grandiose, and then you've got it's always in the Instagram comments with The Rock, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like this goes back to was it like before the Netflix debut where somebody was saying, "What's these reports on you missing WrestleMania 41, Rock?" And don't effing believe him, F off.
Yeah.
All right.
But he wasn't going to be there, was he? And then
No.
someone said he's not going to be there, and then he was like, "Well, I am now you've said that."
Yeah, F somebody's life up. I don't know who that somebody...
Off is the direction you can F.
Indeed. Well, I don't know who that person is yet, and maybe SmackDown will reveal it. The one person we thought it couldn't be, and we were all very sad about this, was Cody Rhodes on the Netflix special. Just shy, I guess, 10 months after he'd handed something to Cody Rhodes and said, "Don't break my heart." In that, it
was a Royal Rumble number. Everyone knew that.
Who was even saying that? That would have been stupid to even speculate.
No journalist would say that, that's for sure.
That was on the Raw after WrestleMania last year, and that captivating segment between the two of them that felt like it was saying, not saying that WrestleMania 41 was going to be Rock versus Cody. Then all that seemed to go away, seemed to fritter away as they shared drinks backstage and the like. You remember the footage, right?
Yeah.
Well, interestingly, Cody Rhodes tweeted at the start of this month, as he does a lot of the time, about his upcoming schedule. You know, he loves that quarterback lifestyle. He's the John Cena of modern times. And all of the dates that he's planning to work February, with a little clip with each one. The Royal Rumble date, February. This was February 1st he was tweeting.
Of course, yeah.
February 1st, I'm going to be fighting Kevin Owens. February whatever, I'm going to be at this SmackDown. February here, I'm going to be at this Raw. You see him in the all that kind of stuff. February 21st, New Orleans, Louisiana. And the clip he uses, when it's just been generic Cody Rhodes in-ring shots, house show stars, is a clip of him toasting backstage with The Rock. Did Cody Rhodes know? Did he have the information? Was he up on the possibility of The Rock working tonight? Was The Rock working tonight something that was lingering all along? Has Cody Rhodes just shown fabulous instincts for the fact that that might be the place that would announce a WrestleMania? And he thought, who might want to take credit for that? Who might want to fancy doing that? And has just thought, yeah, it's probably Dwayne going to fancy that. Is it just a bit of dumb luck? Who knows? But yes, Cody Rhodes, in previewing his February, featured him and The Rock on the 21st of February in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Well,
does that mean that this was factored into plans all along, Wilborn?
Either that, or he's got a similar brain to mine, and he's done the calculations, and shout out to Brian Weddig, the man behind the brilliant SmackDown Photoshop that we do every week on the SmackDown Preview podcast. So, you may remember, people got their panties in a twist about him talking on Netflix and just, hey, just being a good guy. That wasn't the final boss, that was The Rock. Different persona, right, guys? Then he went to Netflix, then he went to NXT and sort of said, don't believe the dirt sheets. I'm like, right there with you, Dwayne. Don't believe them, right?
Believe the aggregators.
He said, the phrase, what's the phrase normally? It's like, one step ahead, two steps ahead, and then he didn't say that though. And Rock doesn't mess up his words, right? He said he was 20 steps ahead. Many people speculated as to what that was going to be. It was going to be like 20 days later. That's a Raw. Ooh. Then there was the speculation, of course, that he was, involved in things. Because what number did Jey Uso win the Rumble from again, Michael Hamflett?
Was it 20?
It was 20,
wasn't it?
yeah. But Brian, thank you again to him,
Yeah.
has done the math, calc and trig, as I have,
Of course.
and has worked out that if you take that episode of NXT as show 1, and then count the following Raws, SmackDowns and what have you, the 20th show after that is tonight's SmackDown. So, as I've always said, he is going to be on the SmackDown before Elimination Chamber. That's what I've always been saying.
It's kind of become a
OTJ
catchphrase.
right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I can't, honestly, I leapt out of bed this morning, ecstatic to talk about this.
It's both, isn't it, with The Rock? You get to have fun thinking, he's just going to blow up Triple H's life. But then you get things like this, where you can get a bit conspiratorial with it and think, well, the 20th, I love that Brian's done the detective work. The Cody Rhodes one, particularly interesting.
Yeah.
What do people know? What are people guessing on? Whose life might he potentially F up? Like, he's done it again. Like,
It's the best,
you were
isn't it?
glued. You were absolutely glued to tonight. It's the reason for the season, with it being like sort of the road to Elimination Chamber, and now there being only one title to fight for. There being so many main eventers that nobody can quite figure out where they fit, which hasn't been ideal, I think, for the build so
Disagree,
far.
but yeah.
But clearly, obviously, the game was having to wait upon his old mate, his old rival, to do whatever the hell he's going to do tonight before he makes his final calls.
Look, we love the chaos here at WhatCulture, and the one man who is certain to bring chaos is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Very, very excited to see what happens with that. You'll find out all the fallout from that on the news, of course, tomorrow. But we're going to be back a little bit later on today with an after news with some other, actual stories that don't involve The Rock. Before that, though, to keep yourself entertained, why not click on this video right here? WhatCulture.com/tickets. We'll see you soon.